Hello, everyone. Welcome to Everything Arsenal. The excitement levels, man. Like I slept happy and I'm waking up happy. And literally 1 hour later, we get even more good news. What you're experiencing here, guys, hopefully you can hear me. What you're experiencing here is heavy cooking. That is what is taking place right now. Heavy cooking. The man himself, Edu, is absolutely heavily cooking. 2 deals done in 2 days. Right now, we are averaging one deal per day. Like on a Tuesday, we get a new signing. On a Wednesday, we get a new signing. Who knows? Maybe even on Thursday, we're going to get another new signing. Edu is absolutely cooking right now, and these are things that you love to see. Things you absolutely love to see. I'm super excited. Another deal done. Literally yesterday, we've not even finished celebrating Declan Rice on 100% joining Arsenal. We are now celebrating Julian Timber as well. The deal is done. We'll get through everything that David Austin has had to say about this deal. Let me know how you're feeling as an Arsenal fan right now. We've actually gotten our top targets done within 3 weeks. You wanted Havertz as a top target in terms of attacking midfield, done. You wanted Rice was the top target, done. Julian Timber seems to be the defensive top target, done. 3 deals done like 8 days before preseason even starts. Things are looking good. Things are looking good. Our club is finally serious, guys. Our club is finally serious. So let's get through what David Onstein has had to say. Is the one who broke the news. So let's get to it. Let's not waste any more time. Let's get to what David Onstein has had to say about this. So Arsenal have now reached full agreement with Ajax to sign Julian Timber. Oh, it's so good we're going to start over again. We have to start over again. It's so good, man. Arsenal have now reached full agreement, not halfway or 3/4 or 80% or 85%. No. 100%. It's fully agreed. It's so good. I don't even care. I'm going to read it again. Arsenal have now reached full agreement with Ajax to sign Julian Timber. Negotiations completed on fee of 40 million plus 5 million euros. In pounds, we'll read about it later. In pounds, it's like 34 million. In largely realistic bonuses. 22-year-old defender granted permission to undergo medical and finalize personal terms. Wow, that's amazing, man. Like 2 deals in like not even 2 days. We agreed the Rice deal last night at like after midnight, and literally 12 hours later we get another deal agreed. And it's not like this is not Arsenal, man. This is not the Arsenal we are used to. This is a different kind of Arsenal. Edu is absolutely cooking right now. Edu is absolutely cooking. So let's get through what David Onstein has had to say about this on the article about Julian Timber finally completing. Okay, not he has to do with the medicals and everything, but in terms of agreeing with Ajax, it is done. The medical is scheduled and everything. Both the medicals will be done this week. The doctor, whoever is the doctor at Arsenal, get ready, man. You're going to be a busy guy this week. So this is what David Onstein has had to say about it. Arsenal have reached a full agreement with Ajax to sign defender Julian Timber. The Premier League side will pay £34.3 million plus £4.3 million. So that is like 39. That's around 39, right? 38.6. Yeah, that's the 38.6 million. That's actually good. That 38.6 million pounds in largely realistic bonuses for Timber. The 22-year-old has been granted permission to undergo medical and finalize personal terms with Arsenal. Arsenal put in a 30 million offer for Timber last month, with Ajax seeking a higher fee for a highly rated player who has 2 years left to run on his contract with the Dutch club. So in terms of guaranteed fee, we moved from 30 million to 34 million. I mean, that's not bad. You only increased 4.3 million and they accepted it. West Ham, you have a lot to learn. Why can't you just be like Ajax? Like, just add 4 million and it's done. For West Ham, you had to talk to them for like months. Never want to hear about West Ham again. More on Julian Timber. Timber made 34 Eredivisie appearances in what was an underwhelming 22-23 campaign for Ajax, scoring twice and registering 2 assists. If he brings any of that to us, or even just those 4 goal contributions, that's already better for us. The centre back, who can also play on the right-hand side of defense, has also played 15 times for Netherlands. He's an international, just like Declan Rice always plays. He plays next to Ake and next to Van Dijk over in Netherlands. Arsenal are also closing in on the signing of Declan Rice. We already done David Ornstein. We already done with Declan Rice, having agreed the fee for England international with West Ham. Rice has now been given permission to undergo the medical and finalize personal terms ahead of the 105 million move. Mikel Arteta's side made their first summer signing last week, Kai Havertz. 3 signings in a week. Like, this is not the Arsenal we're used to. If I take you back to 2015, we bought Czech and that was it. We made one signing. The whole 3 months, we made one signing and that was it. 10 million and nothing else. We bought Petr Cech by himself. There's another January transfer window. I think we bought Kim Karlstrom all by himself. There's another January transfer window. I think we bought Debussy by himself. Like, we've been through it. We've been through some tough times. Another transfer window, I think we bought Lichtstein and I think Socrates. We've been really, really through it. Now we're getting top signings, top targets, players who are wanted by various teams like Julian Timber. Julian Timber was wanted by Man United last summer, and it would have been easy for him to go there because Ten Hag was his former manager at Ajax. It would have been so easy for him to go there. And right now, for us to convince him to come to Arsenal, when I'm sure many teams wanted him just to get it done very, very quickly, just like Declan Rice as well, get it done very quickly. I know people say it's slow, but I still consider it very quickly because it's only 3 weeks into the transfer window to get a 105 million deal done for with a team that was really, really hard in terms of negotiating with. I think getting all the 3 deals done at the same time, actually, it's quite impressive. If Declan Rice was the only player we are going for the last 3 weeks, then I would say maybe we need to kind of rush it a bit because it's the only player we're going for. But also at the same time, we were still talking to Julian Timber and Ajax. We were still trying to talk to Chelsea and Havertz. It's quite impressive to get all the deals done at the same time, basically 1 week apart. Quite impressive. So Julian Timber, 34.5 million plus Adams. Another quality player, as we were told the other day. If I can find the tweet, yeah, I've read this a lot of times, but in case you haven't seen it before, Mikel Arteta wants to sign a tactically flexible hybrid defender capable of playing at centre back, fullback, and potentially even in midfield if required. The idea is that the club would virtually be signing two players for the price of one and securing cover and competition for William Saliba, and was among the topics at the top of Arsenal's agenda this summer. Julian Timber ticks all of those boxes, and he ticks even more boxes that he didn't mention there, especially durability. He can play a lot of games. As David Ornstein said here, he played 34 games last season in Eredivisie. Out of 34, he did not miss a single game. That helps us a lot. That benefits us a lot. And that is one thing I've not had many people talking about. Havertz, Rice, and Timber, they never miss games. They always play. The squad that we have last season, for example, Tomiyasu was out for like 3 months. Jesus was out for like 3.5 months. Zinchenko, if you put everything together, missed like 6-7 games in total. Saliba missed like 2 months at the end of the season. There's still a lot. Fabio Vieira missed the beginning of the campaign, did not take part in preseason. Martinelli missed the final part of the campaign as well. You get the point. A lot of our players usually get it. Even Nketiah himself, there's a time he got injured and missed a few games, even without playing too many games. So we usually do suffer a lot with injury. It could be because of the training intensity and everything, but it's actually good to get players, 2 of them who have played in the Premier League for a long time. They've been there, they've done that, and players who are fit and they can play every single game. That is going to benefit us. So you can throw in Havertz in a Carabao Cup game and you still play him in a Champions League game. You can play Rice in a Premier League game and still play him in a Champions League game. That benefits us a lot, quite a lot. So really happy, really good times to be an Arsenal fan. By 5th of July, we've completed 3 deals, and now, I don't expect, I know some questions will pop up about Arsenal signing a 4th player. Unless they surprise me, I wouldn't expect another 4th signing like this week or next week. I think now the next 1 week or the next 10 days, Arteta will be focused on getting the team ready for preseason. He already has his 3 targets and we'll be focusing on getting the medicals done for these 2 players and announcements and everything. So I think for now, we need to be satisfied with these ones for the next 10 days or something. And then maybe other signings will come in later in July. I mean, I don't know. mean, they could pop up tomorrow and tell us. I mean, this week we are averaging a signing a day. Yesterday we signed Rice. Today we signed Timber. Maybe tomorrow we're also signing another player. Who knows? But I wouldn't put hopes in terms of that. I think right now they're going to start focusing on preseason as they look for the 4th and 5th signings of the transfer win. And I'm quite happy with that anyway. We've gotten our top target in Rice, Timber, and also Havertz. I still need like 2 midfielders, but not necessarily immediately. I know it has been hard to get these deals done right away, but it's now time also to start selling players, at least for the next 10 days as well. We need to find a solution for players like Lokonga. We need to find a solution for I don't know, Balogun as well. We need to find a solution for the likes of Ranasson, Cedric. There's a lot of players we need to find solutions for, Elneny and those kind of players holding. So the next 10 days, we can be focused on that. Jacques also is leaving, and then also get that money, even if you get 5 million for Rob Holding, that 21 million for Xhaka, bring it back to the team and then start focusing on the 4th and 5th signing. I'm sure that the talks are ongoing. So quite a good time to be an Arsenal fan. Once again, breaking news from David Ornstein. Arsenal have now reached full agreement with Ajax to sign Julian Timber. Negotiations completed on fee of 40 million euros plus 5 million in largely realistic bonuses. So I guess that realistic bonuses is maybe if he makes 30 appearances in the Premier League, maybe if he scores a goal, maybe if we keep 10 clean sheets in the Premier League season. So I guess that is what it means. Or if we win a trophy, whichever trophy, I guess that could be part of that as well. So 22-year-old defender granted permission to undergo medical and finalize personal terms. We'll be doing a lot of medicals this week, guys. We'll be doing a lot of medicals. I did a video on Sunday saying we're going to complete 4 deals this week. 2 of them are done. I'm pretty sure we are going to hear the 3rd one for Saliba as well very soon, and there is Nelson one, 4th one, and it's 4 deals done in a week. Quite impressive, quite impressive. Let's see what you guys are saying. Anu says, I seriously don't expect any signings unless Partey leaves. I 100% expect signings. And let's not do this again. And most of you have been very negative in this transfer window already. Take it from me, we are definitely going to sign another player. Maybe not in the next 10 days. Even if Partey stays, we are still going to sign a player. So I'm expecting at least 4 signings minimum because there's a lot of players who are leaving. We could be losing up to 15 players in total. If I can remember the names from the top of the head of the players who could be leaving, Lokonga, Tavares, Niles has already left. Youngsters, Patinos, could be leaving as well. Nicolas Pepe could be leaving. Marquinhos could be leaving as well. Holding could be leaving as well. Who else am I forgetting? Elneny, Okonkwo, Ranasson. There's a lot. So we could be losing up to 15 players. We are definitely going to get signings. But listen, if you offer me, sell Partey and Tierney and get 3 more signings, or keep Partey and Tierney and get 1 more signing, I'd take the second option. I'd rather keep Tierney and Partey and get 1 more signing rather than sell both of them and try and get 2 or 3 more signings, because I'm quite happy with Partey and Tierney staying. So if they end up staying, it's glory days, man. It's absolutely amazing if they end up staying. But even if they stay, I still expect 1 more signing to be done. We've been linked to a lot of defenders, so we could be getting another defender very soon as well. I didn't necessarily think we needed 1, because if Holding stays and Tierney stays, another defender comes in, I think we have 10 defenders. I mean, it's good in terms of numbers, and Cedric has not gone anywhere yet, and Tavares has not gone anywhere yet. So that would be like 12 defenders in total. Austin Trusty is coming, 13. So a lot of players in terms of defenders. I need midfielders. Even if Partey stays, I still need an extra midfielder there. It would be good if you have Partey, Jorginho, and you have Timber who can play there, and you still have Rice, and then you add another midfielder. In terms of Romeo Lavia, I've never been confident in terms of getting him, so I'd not be surprised. I'd not put my hopes in terms of signing Lavia. I think they have another midfielder in mind. Unless they surprise me, I don't expect Timber, and Timber is definitely going to be an Arsenal player. I don't expect Lavia to be an Arsenal player. I expect them to go for another midfielder that maybe we don't know about. So let's wait and see. Peter says there's a mixed reaction. Some sources are saying Xhaka is staying. Others are saying he is going. Peter, he is gone. He is gone. It's 99% he's gone. He's going to be a Leverkusen player, not even next week or next month, by the end of this week, and not even Sunday, Friday. By the time we get to Friday, he'll be gone. He's not going to be an Arsenal player any longer. 21.5 million. They're going to take it. They're going to take it for him. Timothy says Gian Timber transferred from Feyenoord to Ajax Junior Academy in 2014. Timothy is giving us the history. He made his first team debut in March 2020 and has since won one KNFBF. What? How is that so hard to say? KNVB Cup and 2 Eredivisie championships. Arsenal with another quality addition. Timothy knows. What a day, 2 players in one day, says Katuma, but I want Thomas Partey to stay. He might stay. I'm so impressed with his pattern of play when I watch his highlights. Says Sahid is very good. Like in terms of fitting into our system, perfect, absolutely perfect. Ball playing defenders, like every one of our defenders can now play football. Like that is a good sight. Back in the day, the likes of Mustafi could not play football. Like they could not. Like I mean, Bellerin did get involved in some really good goals, like with Ozil and all those guys, but I'm not sure you can put Bellerin, Socrates, and Mustafi and Kolasinac and tell them to keep the ball for 2 minutes. They wouldn't. But if you do the same with Saliba and Zinchenko and Timber, they can keep the ball for 10 minutes in a row. So it's exciting times. Happy to be a Guna again after 6 years of disappointment, says Diane. Let's see. That's awesome. Congratulations to Edu and Arteta. That's what I want to hear. If you had said Edu out, it's out, they're not getting to their players, I just want you to say I was wrong. And well done to them. That's all I need to hear from most of you. That's total good news. Now we need Lavin. We are good to go, says Hakim. Yeah, we need him, but I'm not confident you're going to get him. I feel like you're going to get other midfielders. Finally, the excitement I'm waiting for is here, says Anu. Been waiting for this transfer. Damn, Timber fix our problems, man. You good, says Timothy. Modern Arsenal of these days, yes, the new Arsenal. It doesn't matter if Arsenal finish second, they bottle the league. Well, it doesn't look like it. Like in terms of the transfer market, it is really helping us. We are able to attract players just because we finish second. We are able to attract this kind of players. And everyone wants to join Arsenal now. Like everyone wants to join. Who knows? Go and bid for Mbappe. You never know. The process we long been waiting for. Bravo and do the Kroenkes team strong. They're definitely doing a good job. All of them in terms of, especially the Rice deal. I've been really impressed with the both of them. Mainly Arteta in terms of convincing the planning the structure with him and telling him, hey, this is what you're going to do. You saw us playing last season. We finished 5 points behind Man City. If you join Arsenal, you're going to be the difference between the 5 points. And I mean, we've been very critical of Josh and Stan, but they've really led the other teams in basketball and American football to titles. So I feel like they also want to lead Arsenal to a title as well. So Josh himself is doing a decent job. I think he should have said the be excited thing right now, not 3 or 4 years ago. He should have said it right now. But hey, I'm quite happy right now. Like it was poisonous. Like when I was talking yesterday and saying, there's a time we had Ozil on 350,000 a week. People were complaining. He had a back injury. He couldn't play this and that. We had problems with Sanchez, problems with Aubameyang, problems with this one. Even problems with the likes of Kroenke. Like Arsenal fans are outside there, Kroenke out, demonstrations, protests. Nah, like we don't want to be that kind of club. We want to focus on the pitch. That is what you want to do. You want to focus on matters on the pitch. Outside the pitch, let them do the job. Let them do the job outside the pitch. We don't want to get involved in that. And if they do a good job, you'll never hear us talking about them. So right now things are calm. Like I'm not seeing anyone talking about Arteta out or Edu is not doing a good job or Kroenke out and not giving money. This is what Arsenal needs to be. We need to be focusing on the pitch and players who are joining us, and not whatever is happening outside the pitch. Thank you for watching, RK. This is great news, says Wasil. Let's see. I'm absolutely buzzing right now, says Yasin. Good to hear the Timber deal is agreed immediately, man. Like 12 hours later, we're actually going to get 2 big signings in a week, just 1 week after getting Havertz to Arsenal. And you know what? Now since we've gotten Rice and Timber, now a lot of people are now excited about seeing Havertz in the national shirt as well. When you get other deals done, everyone is excited about all the other players as well. So right now, all of a sudden, I feel like Havertz is the next Van Persie. Like you cannot stop him. Like just pray doesn't get form at Arsenal, because if he does, these other teams are going to be in a lot of trouble. How are you doing, RK? You're killing us with the great news, says Babu. I can't even handle it myself, man. I can't handle it. I was thinking maybe I shouldn't do this live stream just to, take in the Rice deal fast. But no, as I said here, excitement levels up here, man. We deserve this. We deserve this. We deserve this. Diana says you're the man among big up to you, always the fast for breaking news. I appreciate it. Let's give the credit to what they do. Let's see. Next should be a Saka backup, says Prince. I think you're going to get that. I feel like they're going to get a winger who can also play as a striker. I know most of you want a striker, but we've not been linked to any striker. I don't think I've had Arsenal being linked to any striker, even one. So I feel like we're going to get someone like a Diab. You can play a right wing and also as a striker. And I don't necessarily mind that, to be honest. I want midfielders first. I don't really mind strikers right now. I want midfielders mostly. We've undergone a series of heartbreaks in transfers, but now we are different. The reason why I've not been wide all these weeks about Man City wanting Rice and all that, we are back in the Champions League. People say, yeah, but what are you going to do in the Champions League? Well, we'll find out. But getting there, that was the first step. You had to pray that Arsenal never gets back to the Champions League, because now that you've gotten there, boom, these are the players that we are signing. The players that we couldn't sign 2 years ago in Vlahovic, and players like Vlahovic said, I'm not coming to Arsenal. They are not in the Champions League. I'm going to Juventus. I think it was Locatelli as well. He said, I'm not coming to Arsenal, Champions League football, Juventus. Now we can attract anyone. Now, even if Real Madrid want a player, I'm saying, you know what? He doesn't have to go to Real Madrid. Arsenal also want him. He can come to Arsenal. Let's see. Seriously, don't expect any signings. I read that one. Fantastic news, says Anchi goes, yeah. A lot of comments, a lot of us happy Arsenal fans. That is what we want. Now I expect those who spoke negative as regards the signing should now apologize. That is what I want to hear as well. Says that is definitely what I want to hear. I mean, he was terrible, man. It was hard trying to convince people you're going to get the players through the line. Just had to wait for 1 more week or 2 more weeks to get it done. And we're not satisfied with these signings yet. We need like a couple of more, yes. But there's some people who are going to say, okay, this is not enough. We do out to get another player now. Now you need to relax for at least 10 more days as we try to look for another signing. Edu is really very serious in the market. Gian Timber transferred from Ajax Academy. I think we don't need Partey and Pepe sold. Says Roland. It's not only in terms of there's a lot that goes into such kind of transfers, Roland, in terms of even keeping them. Right now, Rice joining Arsenal, I think is going to be given like 200 and something thousand per week. We've added to Saka's contract recently. We've given him like 200,000 a week. I'm hearing Havertz is going to be like almost 300k a week as well. On top of that, you're signing Timber is only going to be like on 100k or something, or 90k, so that is good. But we are also extending Saliba's contract to like 200,000 a week. Now, to do that, to get all those players' contracts improved and increased and everything, you have to get rid of some players, because players like Pepe are getting like 150,000 a week. So you have to balance it out. So what would you rather have? Would you rather have Timber and Rice getting that money, or would you rather keep Pepe if you had to choose? You're going to choose Rice and Timber, give that money to them and get rid of Pepe. So that is the main thing mostly in terms of balancing the wages. That is why you might have to get rid of players like Pepe and maybe even Partey, because of the money they're getting paid per week. But Partey could stay. I don't think Pepe is going to stay, unfortunately, at all. Partey has a chance of staying. Pepe, almost 95% guaranteed, is going to not be an Arsenal player. Although, with that said, I've been right with players like Declan Rice joining Arsenal and not Man City, but I've also been wrong in terms of players like Saliba. I thought Saliba would never ever play for Arsenal at all. I felt like he was definitely going to be sold, but he ended up being one of our best players last season. So who knows? Maybe Pepe is the next one. If Pepe revitalizes his career, revives his career and becomes a great Arsenal player, it would be incredible. It's different, from players like Saliba. Saliba was young, 20, 21. Pepe is already in his prime year, so does he really have an opportunity to improve his game? He's already heading to 30. Can I really work with him right now and trying to improve his game? It's going to be difficult, so let's wait and see. We still need one more strong striker that can deliver, says Michael. I'm not going to argue with that. Personally, still don't think we need a striker. We want a striker. Yes, it would be good to get a striker, but I don't think if Arsenal don't get a striker, it's the end of it. I still feel we have a lot of players who can score goals like we did last season. If Odegaard scores 15 and Jesus was injured for 4 months, if he plays the whole season and gets 18 goals or something, Martinelli gets another 15, Saka gets another 15. Trossard did not start last season. He was here in January. If he starts the whole season and gets like 10 goals and another 10 assists as well, if Havertz gets like 10 goals at Arsenal, and then you have Timber getting 2 goals, Gabriel always gets like 3-5 goals in a season. If Ben White gets 1 goal, Zinchenko gets 1 goal, Saliba gets 2 goals, Rice gets 5 goals. That is already almost 100 goals. So you don't necessarily need a striker. You need midfielders. You can survive without a striker. You can still win the game 1-0 without a striker. But if you don't have midfielders and you have a very good striker and you don't have midfielders, you will score 4 goals, but you'll concede 5 goals. So what I'm saying is not that Arsenal do not need to get a striker completely. No, it would be great to have players like Osimhen. But what I'm saying is, I'd not be happy if we go for a striker right now and we've not sorted out our midfield. We need midfielders fast. If we get midfielders done and there's more money remaining, then we can go for a striker. But as of now, I don't want to hear anything about striker or goalkeeper. I want midfielders at Arsenal. I want like 3 new midfielders. One of them is done in terms of Rice. I need another 2 midfielders at Arsenal. That is our problem area. Unless Partey ends up staying. But the thing with Partey now, we are not sure. I want players who we are sure about, like players who are going to stay. So a new signing is definitely going to be here. As of now, we are just like, okay, is he going to stay? Is he going to not going to stay? It's a bit all over the place. It would be great to have players who are definitely going to be here. We need a bold squad for both Champions League and the Premier League, says Heskey. I think we're building towards that. Like in the left wing now, options, Martinelli, Trossard. The number 8, have Havertz, have Rice who can play there. Smith Rowe is doing well over in England. He's in a semi-final as well. So things are good, man. Saka does need a backup, but defensively, I think we're okay as well. Again, Onipa, whatever makes you happy. If that statement makes you happy, knock yourself out, man. But I know who I'm going to take opinions from. I'm not going to take opinions from Onipa. I'm going to take opinions from what I've heard from Odegaard, Timber, and Rice in terms of Arteta. I'm not going to take opinions from Onipa. So whatever makes you happy. If that makes you sleep at night, go ahead. Happy with the Brazilian, says Eric. With the Brazilian, who is the Brazilian? Edu. That's the Brazilian. Is that the guy you're talking about? Arsenal is my life, says Gunson. This team, I love this team so much. I'm a first timer listening. Really appreciate your updates. Thank you, Mills. And potential signings. Keep up the good work. Thank you. I just feel getting ready to smash Bayern in the likes of Madrid. At this point, I just feel sorry for those teams. They have to make sure they don't get drawn in the same group as Arsenal. I have a feeling we're going to be in the same group with Bayern. I don't know why. Either Bayern or PSG. We are always having same groups with those teams. I remember there's a time we played against PSG maybe twice, and Bayern is a lot. We've played against Bayern a lot of times. Like over the last 10 years, we played Bayern like 8 times. So let's see what happens. The last time we were in a group with Bayern Munich, I think we beat them at home. I think Ozil scored and Giroud scored. I think it was a 2-0 or something. So good memories in terms of playing them in the groups. But in terms of playing them in the quarterfinal in last 16, bad memories. I like when they sign their players. Watching from Kenya, says Mike, Partey should remain at Arsenal, says Charles. There's a meeting. I'm hearing there will be a meeting between the team and Partey's team. So let's wait and see what happens with that. Clinton says great news. First time here, says Dave. Thank you for being here, Dave. I appreciate it. Make sure to follow the page to get all the updates. Only one team in London, red and white. So next season is going to be only one team in England. Good to hear. 23-24 soon will be great. I cannot wait for it to get started, man. 13th of July is the first time you're going to see Arsenal playing this season against Nuremberg over in Germany. I'm not sure if the likes of Rice will play that first game. I wouldn't think so. I think Havertz will be there. But the ones like Timber and Rice, I think we are going to see them first when they go to USA when we play against the likes of Man United. We're actually playing, if you don't know, you're actually going to play against Man United in a friendly, a game that we can't lose, even if it's a friendly. Please, is Arsenal still envisioning Tchouaméni and Frimpong? Yes, there's been links. And we've been linked to a lot of defenders, actually. Frimpong, I do follow Frimpong. He's incredible in terms of scoring goals and assisting for a player who does not play for in the forward positions. He's incredible. Tchouaméni is still a dream. I think we can only get him on loan. I don't think Real Madrid want to sell him, really, unless I'm wrong. It's time we clear the Jazzy stores this, and it's time to be so proud of our team. Lenny wants to clear the Jazzy stores. Again, will you be buying this? Are you going to be buying this? I mean, I'm going to be buying, yes, but most of you do not like this jersey. Maybe it's going to grow on you. I mean, if you win the Champions League in that kit, you're going to love it, right? You're definitely going to love it if you win the Champions League in that kit. The third kit has also come out. I'm going to post about it soon. It's not come out yet. Like, we have pictures of it. I think we're going to score more than 100 goals in the Premiership. I mean, yes, 88 goals when Jesus was missing for 4 months and Nketiah himself was missing. Trossard only joined in January. So if all of them start this season and play the entire campaign, and then you also have Havertz, and we're going to sign another forward player. And on top of that, I don't want to forget about Fabio Vieira. A lot of you have forgotten about Fabio Vieira, but if Fabio Vieira can start playing like the FC Porto Fabio Vieira and even gets 8 assists or something, we are going to crack that 100 goal mark. We were scoring a bunch of goals, 4 at Aston Villa, 4 at Brighton, and there's some games that we didn't score that we really supposed to be scoring, like against Nottingham Forest, against Everton. Those kind of games you should be scoring. So if you're able to score in those kind of games and open up their defense, we are going to be talking about 100 goals. Kakula says, I'll really appreciate if Arsenal can get better contender to Saka since Pepe has failed to improve his game. That one is a hard one to predict. We've been linked to Diaby, and we've been linked to wingers before, like Rafinha and those players. But you're going to give Reiss Nelson a new contract. I'm not sure if they're planning to give Reiss Nelson a lot of game time. Some people don't feel like Reiss Nelson is good enough to back up Saka. Will Pepe stay? Will he leave? Like, nobody knows. Havertz has played in the right wing a lot of times for Bayer Leverkusen before. Are we going to see him there? Like, a lot that we are probably going to have a few answers after the preseason games. Let's see the next 2 games in preseason, what is going to happen and where players are going to play. We still need 2 or even 1 midfielder. Yes, I agree with that. 2. So I need midfielders before strikers. That is what I need. I'm waiting for Arsenal Rice to training with Arsenal. I cannot wait, man. Nanlunle. That's how to say your name. I'm not saying it. Let me say your name right. Nalule. That is how you say your name. Partey must stay, and Arsenal should get another midfielder if Arsenal can sign Fofana from Monaco. Wouldn't be bad. Man City bossing character is gonna stop soon. Yes. And it has to stop from you guys. You guys stop saying Man City want Declan Rice, we are finished. You know, I've already gone through this a lot of times. If Man City want Rice, we are done. Why is they do taking too much time? No, you have to believe in your team first, and then you hope the rest of the team in the squad also believe in themselves. But if you don't believe in them, you've already given up in terms of Man City signing Rice. It shows that you're scared of Man City. So you can't show that you're scared of Man City if you want your team to win the league. You can respect them, but you don't have to show it and make it obvious that, oh my goodness, Man City want Declan Rice. We are finished now. Thank you, Mohamed. Thank you for watching. If you can't buy a striker, Balogun should be a backup for Jesus. That's the other point as well, Davey. Many of you don't want Nketiah to stay, but maybe the manager wants him to stay. Balogun himself, he could end up staying. So I don't really feel like we need a striker that much. It would be nice to get one, especially one that can also play as a right wing or a striker who can be like a Giroud, someone who can head in the ball. I remember we used to bring in Giroud the last 20 minutes. I remember games against Bournemouth and Man United. He comes on and he scores a late header. Even Leicester, I think there's a time he did that in the first game of the season. He needs players like that who can come on the last 10 minutes, 20 minutes when it's 1-1 and you're trying to win the game. You just put in the crosses in the box. He can change the game for you. If we can get a striker like that, it would be great. So what I'm saying is, even if you can get a striker for 20 million, that is fine. We don't have to get a striker for 90 million. Now, no more tears, Gunners. We are back in the real image of real Arsenal. We all know it is 2025. Thanks for the update. Enough to win. We are still strong enough to win the English Premier League. Says Carol. Yeah, I mean, if we've improved the team. If Partey stays, then yes, we've definitely improved the team. But if he leaves, we still need to get more players in midfield. The difference between Arsenal and Man City last season was our bench. Man City were able to rotate their team with quality players. I'm happy with the kind of players we have signed because we'll have quality players on the bench to call upon, says Akande. In case you didn't watch yesterday, I talked about this exact point that Felix is making. Man City will start a season from August to March when there's Carabao Cup, there's FA Cup, there's Champions League, there's Premier League. Out of the 25 Premier League games, De Bruyne will play 19 of them. In the Champions League, 7-8 games, he will play like 6 of them. He'll be rested for 2. In the Carabao Cup, he'll not play. In the FA Cup, he'll come on for 15 minutes in the 2 games. By the time you get to March, of April and May, De Bruyne has rested for 10 games. Grealish has rested for 15 games. Mahrez and Foden have been rotating. Like, you remember last season, we didn't see Foden for 2 months. He was on the bench. And then by the end of the season, he was fresh. For us, it was different. Saka, Martinelli, Ramsey, Odegaard, they played every single game. Yes, we didn't play a lot in the FA Cup and Carabao Cup, but even in the Europa League, there was 8 games to play. So by the time you get to May, they've played 20, 95% of the games. Now, if you have other options, we can rest. You can rest Odegaard, play Havertz, rest Havertz, play Vieira, rest Nelson, play Saka, rest Saka, play Martinelli. By the time you get to the end of the season, players have rested and you're ready to go for the last 2 months. That is where Man City usually beat us last season. Let Partey remain at Arsenal, says Kuta. This season should be a demolition exercise for Arsenal. We are going to destroy most of the teams with this kind of signing, says Isaac. Call the ambulance, but not for Arsenal, for the opposition teams. I think Ketia can give us 10 to 15 goals this season, so you should keep him, which will help a lot. The thing is, I do actually agree with that. He's not the most clinical finisher at all. You can get a lot of better strikers than him, yes. But if you give Nketiah, if you start him all the 38 Premier League games, he'll probably get you 15 or 16 goals. That is the truth. He'll not miss every single chance. Yes, he will probably miss 2 very good chances, and then you'll be like, oh no, this is the worst striker ever, but he'll still get a goal or 2 in that game if he plays. And then in terms of Carabao Cup and FA Cup, I don't think there's anyone better than Ketia. He scores a bunch of goals for us in the Carabao Cup and FA Cup. So there's that. So now the only thing is, does his wages affect the team? Does he really want to be on the bench and just play Carabao Cup and FA Cup games? That is another point. But if he's just going to play Carabao Cup and FA Cup, I really actually don't mind him staying because he usually plays well in those competitions. So unless we're getting 40 million for him, but if a team comes with 15 million, 16 million, just keep him. We have suddenly moved from a team that fights for top 4 to title contenders. Yes, the opposition fans are scared, Akande. They do not want us now to sign all these players, and now we are being linked to Tchouameni, to Moussa Diaby, to Laporte. We are still linked to Cancelo. I mean, Caicedo has not gone anywhere yet. Oh, just imagine if we get Caicedo after we've already given up on him. That would be crazy. In Arteta, we trust. Arsenal need to sign a central striker if they... a lot of you want strikers, but my point doesn't change. We can get strikers after we get midfielders. Why not try Balogun in the FA Cup and monitor his performance? I think he'll just be the missing piece in our attack. The problem with Balogun, Abraham, and the likes of Patino, they want to play fast team football. So if they want to play fast team football, then we cannot guarantee that for him. He doesn't want to just play FA Cup. He wants to play in the league and Champions League as well. But unfortunately, in terms of, I don't think he can bench Jesus or bench Martinelli, those players. So unless he wants to stay and fight for his position, then that could happen. The black is better than the new shirt, 100%. The black one is better than every other shirt that has ever been made in the Premier League. Tony would have been my choice for target man. Unfortunately, he's not available until February. I can't wait for the season to commence, says Karen. If you're just joining, the breaking news was from David Armstrong saying that Julian Timber's deal has been agreed. 45 million in total. In pounds, it's 34 million plus 4.3 million. I think a total of 38.6 million pounds. Incredible business. 22-year-old is going to undergo the medical soon. Edu is cooking. Edu is absolutely cooking. We'll be back later. Make sure to hit the like button. Let's celebrate a bit. Let's try and get more news again. I'll be back with a lot of more videos. Thank you for watching and catch up with you guys on the next one.